And but you look so beautiful, Alice. And
Oh, thank
I
you.
was a little tongue-tied.
Oh, stop. So was I. I'm going to ask you questions that are for the magazine. It's a little bit like the Vanity Fair Proust questionnaire.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
possibly not as deep. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just going to fire. It's not about your show. It's just random questions. You'll be great.
I'll try.
If you were a character in any short story or novel, who would you be?
A character in any short story or novel.
Who would you most identify with, perhaps?
Well, at this age, I guess Trotsky. Simply for his persuasive belief in peace, in the peace of the world, a peaceful man, and content to be peaceful all his life, if it weren't for life's storms that come in to try to change his mind. But I don't know. It seems to be an odd choice. I had never thought of it before. Then I saw Plummer, Christopher, in it, and I thought, yeah, that's one. I loved the Prospero in The Tempest, and I had done it as well out in Vancouver. Loved that character. But as of today, it's very difficult, because at a certain age you try to forget that you do forget that you don't fit everything, you know. Oh gosh, I don't know. I think.
Well, that's a good answer.
Maybe the next thing I read, you know.
What are you reading right now?
What am I reading right now?
Yeah. Do you like novels or nonfiction?
Lisa Moore's February, it's called. Mm-hmm. Is that? I'm reading another thing that somebody had sent regarding the years of the adventures that happened with bush piloting in Newfoundland, of all things. And it seems awfully instructive for, sort of simply educational, but they're very touching, very sweet, these stories. So there's that,
Okay.
and two or three others, yeah.
All right. What's your favorite city in the world?
My favorite city in the world. Well, certainly in size, it would be Toronto. I've always loved it. I came here, I stepped out of Union Station, and the Royal York was the second tallest building here. And now look at it. And having lived here all these years with Charmian, my wife, and she was born here, I've seen the changes, and I like them. The changes are good, and it's going to be one of the great cities of the world. There's no mistake, you know. So,
Even with
so
our
there's
current-
that. But I can't help. If again, we have to think per capita or size. St. John's is flourishing nicely in Newfoundland. Mm-hmm. I love that a lot, and the look of it is on screen now with the Republic of Doyle. So
It looks
you know,
great.
it looks
Looks
great.
fantastic.
Winnipeg, I love Winnipeg. You know.
So it's hard to pick.
It's hard to pick, but I would say,
Toronto.
for size again, it would be Toronto.
Okay. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would
Yes.
it be?
Well, a thing called Jig's Dinner.
Jig's dinner?
Jig's Dinner is a Newfoundland dish where they put everything on the plate but yesterday's breakfast. I don't know. It's a wild kind of dish, so simple. Mm-hmm. And when I say everything is done together in one pot, it sounds as though it's a bit boring or a bit stew-like, but it's not. Everything lends itself to the other item in the pot, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's a very It's a lovely meal. It has salt beef, plain stuff, turnip, potato, cabbage, peas pudding. Have you ever had peas pudding?
No.
Oh
Is
my
that like
God.
mushy peas?
Oh, come with me. I'll take you to peas pudding. Peas pudding land. It's something that...
Peas pudding land?
Yes.
Okay.
Peas pudding we have, and we have wonderful jams to go with things. And oh,
Sounds good.
yeah, it's fabulous.
Let's go.
And of course,
Screw this.
fish and all kinds of fish. But basically, Jig's dinner does it
Jig's
for
dinner.
me.
I like
happen
it.
to know, and I'm not dropping a name. I used to know Marlon Brando,
I know you did.
and I said
Yeah.
this to him once. I was at his house, and he said, "If this were the last day, and you were given the last meal, what's your favorite meal?" And I said, "A Jig's dinner." "A Jig's dinner? What the is that?"
That's awesome. I'm so glad I got a
I'm
Marlon
sorry.
Brando impersonation
Yeah,
out of
you
you.
know.
I heard that you called him infantile once, but we
Yes.
won't go down that road because I have
That's
to
okay.
ask you all these questions. What's the most inappropriate thing you've ever said or worn?
Or worn?
Or worn, you know, spandex, assless chaps.
Oh, worn.
Sorry, like Beatty. No, not like Beatty.
Like what? W-O-R-N?
WORN.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
And what was the first part of the word?
What's the most inappropriate
Oh,
thing you've ever said?
Oh, here it comes. Ready?
All right, I'm ready.
I saw the wife of an old friend. I won't tell her name. She was at a party, and this happened only about 6 months ago. And she came in, and she said, "Hello, Gordon." I said, "Hello, Nancy. Nice to see you." And Nancy said, "I just got back from Hong Kong." I said, "Isn't that wonderful?" She said, "And I brought this with me." And she pointed to her chest, her neck.
Yeah.
And I said, "You mean the rash?" Now, I absolutely have never in my life done anything like that. It was a complete accident. It fell out. "You mean the rash?" I just happened to see it. So I was putting together all kinds of stuff, like over in China now they have these rashes going on. And she said, "Still the silver tongue, aren't you?" And she meant a little bauble that she had, like a black diamond.
Of course.
It was a li-
That eczema
That's
is
not
lovely.
my fault.
That's
Yes. Yes, I was about ready to, oh, Jesus, John.
still the silver tongue.
I'm sorry.
Good on her. That's funny. Oh man, that's good. Okay, your favorite TV show?
Whenever?
Sure.
Oh, you mean
Or currently? What came to mind first? Your
TV
first.
show, TV
Yeah.
show. Yeah, there's some marvelous things being done now. And sometimes, technologically, they cover up rights and wrongs or whatever about how to pull off a good series and stuff. They're doing terrific work now all around. I still can't get Due South out of my mind.
Due South,
it was
yeah, that was a great
beautifully-
show.
It was beautifully done.
Yeah.
It was the first show that I think had completely held its own on a level with anything else.
Okay.
That to me was a bright show. And I'm sure there are a few more that I'm missing, but that seemed to be. Republic of Doyle now.
That's a good one.
It's a darn
Yeah,
good one.
that's a darn
And
good
speaking
show.
of cities, St. John's looks wonderful
It does.
on screen.
Okay, I have to. Sorry, they're giving me the signal. I need
No,
to
I'm
get
sorry,
more
I'm not
questions.
going, no.
Good, because we want to keep you. What would a movie based on your life be called?
The Fairy Tale of Gordon Pinsent.
Ooh, nice. Which David do you most identify with? Lynch, Foley, Suzuki, Sedaris, or From?
Suzuki and Foley, both.
Both Suzuki and
But
Foley together.
Suzuki is,
Yeah. Who would you most like to be trapped in an elevator with?
Funny you should mention.
Perfect. Say no more. Don't speak. I want that answer in the magazine. Okay, what's something
Now,
about...
you see, at my age, they call that flirting. That's not flirting. That's old school something.
Old school something. Old school seduction.
Yes,
A
that's
fairy tale by Gordon Pinsent. What is something about you that no one would ever suspect?
I've just finished writing a short story, which will go into a longer feature length, by the way, and it's called A Fairy Tale of something, the person's name. But it's a good...
But not your name. So it's fiction.
Yeah, it's fiction.
Okay.
I'm
Based on
sorry?
your life. Is it based on your life?
No,
Or
no,
it's
no.
pure fiction?
But
Sure.
good.
Okay.
You'll see it.
I'd
an
like to read
animated-
it.
Maybe an animated. Would you like to read it?
Yeah, I
Really?
would love to read it.
No one's read
Will
it
you send
yet.
it to me?
It's very funny.
I write short stories.
It's very funny. Let me
Your
know-
people will talk to my people.
Really?
I'll get your story.
And I'll tell you, it's
Yeah.
got animation possibilities, absolutely animation. And if it were done in a film, it would be done by someone like Jim Carrey or whatever. It's a man who has
Sounds
changed everything to try to, make himself presentable in life, and realizes that everybody around him have really quite loved. Certain of them have loved him, and he now goes out and he gets it all taken off again, because that was the soul of this particular man, was what they loved, So it's a turnaround.
That's beautiful.
It's
I do
magic.
want to read it.
We did not.
And I am a serious writer, so I
Okay.
can give you good feedback.
This will be good.
I had a Canada Council literary grant.
So if
I'm
the
not
phone
I'm not
doesn't
a fake.
ring, I'll know you don't like it, or the
Yeah,
emails say.
I'll snub you.
Okay.
You'll know. It'll be
Snubbing is-
over. What Sex and the City character are you? Oh, that's a wrong question.
That's what?
No, answer that. Which Sex and the City character are you?
Was that meant for someone else, or?
But I want you to answer it. That'd be funny.
I don't. Do you
You
know I
haven't
have
watched
never
it?
seen it?
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, they're
I'd
making
like
me
to-
wrap
I'd like
it
to,
up.
I guess I'd like to be Mr. Big. I don't know.
Mr. Big.
You-
You are totally Mr. Big.
Am I?
Yeah. Okay, one Rorschach test. This is an ink blot. First thing that comes to mind, okay?
Yes. Bieber, my friend Justin. If he does a sequel, I'm going to have a swoosh hair too. Isn't that
Isn't
wonderful?
that funny? And I had this in my collection.
Did you see it, by the way?
I did.
that
You're
a weird
brilliant.
thing?
You're funny. I love it. First thing comes to mind, ink blot, Rorschach test.
Ooh. It's John McCain, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What am I looking at?
John McCain.
Yes, I know,
Rex
but-
Murphy and
Oh, I didn't see
what's her
Rex.
name?
What comes
Michael
to-
Douglas's, bride.
Oh, that one.
What's her name?
Catherine Zeta.
Okay.
What am I supposed to say?
Anything that comes to mind. What comes to mind when you see this?
Hello, Rex. Hello, Catherine. Hello, John.
Good enough. They're not going to invite me back if I hang on to you for any longer.
Oh, sweetheart.
You're wonderful, and I do want to read your story. Okay.
Okay,
Please
who do I
send it to
send?
me.
How do I send?